Welcome back to the Thriving Partnerships story series. I'm Mark Michael Lewis, the creator of the Thriving Partnerships course, and I've been giving you stories to inspire you to create more thriving in your partnerships so that you can have the intimacy and the teamwork and the fun that you really want. And in this last session of the story series, that's what I want to focus on. Thriving in partnership, intimacy and teamwork and fun. Falling in love with your partner and falling in love with your partnership. What does it mean to thrive in partnership? Because here's the thing. Having thriving partnerships is not an accident. Right? There's not some magical process by which it just happens. You create thriving partnerships through an ever-increasing skill, which means you can get better at it. And that's a very good thing because the quality of your relationships pretty much determines the quality of your life. Relationships are the heart of our life. They're where we experience the most intense positive emotions, the most intense negative emotions, but also mutual support and caring and connection and depth in life. Our relationships are where the emotional action's at in our life, and the better we get at our relationships, the better our life gets. The challenge is that the relationship skills we inherit from our culture simply aren't good enough to deal with the challenges of this century. In my practice, year after year, client after client comes in and brings the same basic relationship issues over and over. How do they resolve conflicts so that they don't fight, but they're also not a doormat? How do they rekindle their passion and love for one another so that they really enjoy being in partnership? What do they do when they're growing apart, and how can they grow back together? And the standard relationship advice just doesn't do the trick anymore. Might work for our grandparents, doesn't work for us. And let me ask you, are relationships getting more complex or less complex? Of course, they're getting more complex, and as they do, learning these new skills to deal with them is just going to become that much more important. So, bottom line, please do yourself this favor. Make the commitment to do whatever it takes to learn the skills to create partnerships that thrive. It's one of the best returns on investment you can get. If there's anything that you're going to get good at creating thriving partnerships. So here are 3 things for you to get good at in thriving. Intimacy, teamwork, and fun. These are the 3 central results of thriving, and the better you get at them, the better your life gets. So let's go through each one quickly in turn. And let's start with teamwork. There are 2 parts of teamwork that you want to get good at. The first is just practically working together with your partner as a team so that you're building synergy and multiplying one another's power and effectiveness. So you're building a real friendship with someone you can count on. So that's the first half of teamwork. The second half to get good at is not fighting, not pissing your partner off. Being able to resolve conflict, preferably before they begin, so that you can avoid the anger and resentment and resignation that makes it just suck to be a part of it. And let's face it, problems and conflict will happen, especially as things get more complex. The question is, what do you do in the face of your problems? How do you turn your problems into solutions? So, teamwork. The second of the 3 major pieces of thriving to get good at is intimacy, or building a real connection with your partner so that you're eye to eye and soul to soul. It's about getting good at building enough trust and respect that you can relax your defenses and share the truth of your authenticity, yourself. You can vulnerably risk telling your partner what you think and feel and want. It's about choosing to open your heart to your partner so that you can get really connected with them and be part of a partnership that's worth risking your heart for, versus closing yourself down and hiding your true thoughts and feelings and desires and even isolating yourself. Because there's nowhere that you feel more alone than when you're isolated in the presence of your partner. So, teamwork is the first major result of thriving, and intimacy or bringing your authentic self to the partnership is the second. And notice, the more you build teamwork, the more foundation there is to create intimacy. And the deeper the intimacy you build, the more powerfully you can create teamwork. They multiply each other's power. Which brings us to the third thing you want to get good at in thriving: having fun. And you have more fun in your partnerships by bringing your aliveness to it. By treating it like it's an adventure where you're looking for what's new and what's further and what's better and what's deeper. And you take joy in discovering one another and get excited about what's coming next. Because if you're not having fun in your partnerships, that's no fun. Right? Don't let your relationship get caught up in the same boring routine where you don't try anything new so you won't rock the boat. That leads to pain and suffering and torture and death, or wishing for death. Right? As I like to say, there's no limit to how good your relationship can get, and there's no limit to how bad it can get. And we don't want bad, we want to have fun. So having fun is the third major thing to get good at for thriving partnership. And again, I'll have you notice, the more teamwork and intimacy you build, the easier it is to have fun and discover with your partner. And the more fun you're having, the easier it is to build teamwork and intimacy. Teamwork, intimacy, and fun multiply one another for thriving. So to create thriving partnership, you want to get really good at teamwork, where you work together with your partner as a team. Intimacy, where you share your intimate truth with one another. And fun, where you actually enjoy the ride together. That's what it means to thrive in your partnership. And the more teamwork and intimacy and fun you have, the more you'll fall in love with your partner and with your partnership. So how can you have the teamwork and intimacy and fun that you really want in your actual life? Well, you could come to one of my 6-day seminars, where over the course of a week we go through all the major pieces of relationship. But at a cost of $3,000 or $29.95, it can be tough on people's budget, and when you add travel and hotel and scheduling, it's just tough for a lot of people to make it happen. So to make it more affordable and convenient, I took the bulk of the material and broke it down into bite-sized audio lessons and exercises that you can do on your own. That way you can just listen to the exercises and take notes, and then let me guide you step by step through the audio exercises so you can apply the ideas in the lessons to your real-life relationships. And in the process, we simplified it down to something that most people can handle, which is 2 hours a week for 12 weeks, or 1 hour twice a week for 12 weeks, depending on how you want to think about it. So that over the course of 12 weeks, you can learn the attitudes and the understandings and the skills you need in order to create thriving partnerships in your own life. Because again, it's not brain surgery, it's just creating thriving partnerships. And you can do this. It'll take work, of course. 2 hours a week for 12 weeks is no small investment. It's 24 hours of learning and practicing the ideas. It's 24 lessons where you listen to the lesson and then allow me to guide you through an exercise so you can apply that lesson to your real world relationships, such that you can see how each one works for you and how they all work together to multiply one another's effectiveness. It's like getting 24 hours of my best coaching as I walk you through it step by step by step. You're essentially getting the best of my best from 20 years of my work with clients and couples, condensed down into the most important pieces, so you can get the biggest bang for your buck, but also sufficiently comprehensive so that you have everything that you need in order to create the partnerships that you want. And I gotta tell you, I am incredibly proud of what I've done in this course. Every single lesson has life-changing insights that grow on one another, such that by the end of the course, you will be empowered and inspired to take your relationships to the next level, and then the next level, and then the next level. If I can say so myself, and I do, I've never come across anything like this program in the last 20 years I've been in this business. I think it's that good. I know that this will make a difference for you. If you're serious, if you really want to learn how to create thriving partnerships, I do not know of a better way for you to do it. So, 2 hours a week for 12 weeks. 24 audio lessons and 24 audio exercises that I guide you through, plus the various support materials and an online forum, and I'll be doing mastermind calls that you can call in and get your questions answered, and there'll be other materials that support and videos and pieces like that. But the essential course is the 24 lessons. That's the gold. And your investment in this course comes down to about $50 a lesson. So 24 lessons, $50 a lesson, about $1,200, which we're discounting down to $997. Or 3 months of me coaching you on audio for 8 hours a month for $333 a month. Which might be a lot for you or it might be a little. The question I encourage you to ask is it worth it to you? If you knew that you were going to experience more intimacy and teamwork and fun in your most important relationships, is that worth a 3-month investment? And I can't answer that for you, but I can tell you this. I have put everything I have into this course, and it will serve you. I promise you. And of course, if it doesn't, we've got a money-back guarantee. If you don't like the ideas, or you don't think that I teach well, or you just don't get it, just let us know. It's designed to be risk-free so that you can create the thriving in your partnerships that you want. So now it's your turn. I look forward to seeing you in the course. I'm Mark Michael Lewis from Creating Thriving Partnerships, Better Relationships for Smart People.